If you're looking for a starting place to discuss drugs with your children, the Chicago Historical Society has an exhibit which brings into perspective the history of drugs in America. The Altered States exhibition examines the country's attitudes toward alcohol and other drugs over several hundred years.
All through this history, one of the things that you see is changing cultural attitudes about various kinds of substances. So there was a time in American history when no one gave a second thought to the use of alcohol. Well, by 1830, in the United States, the per capita consumption of alcohol per year is about 7.5 gallons. That's a lot of alcohol. And so people get very concerned about it. And a temperance movement emerges to abolish the use of alcohol. A movement that eventually, of course, achieved some success with Prohibition at the beginning of the 20th century.
What's it like to get drunk, man?
Oh, no.
Good and drunk.
Grand.
Same thing is true of other drugs. Cocaine, people didn't understand the dangers that it presented. By the 1920s and 1930s, people were much more aware of it. Marijuana was completely legal until the 1930s. And in fact, just as we go to abolish to get rid of prohibition on alcohol, we change and we abolish the use of marijuana. So there's constant change, and it's usually cultural and religious rather than scientific. What some people may not realize is that in some sense the United States is founded on substance abuse. That is, the first cash crop in American history is tobacco. And it is a substance that is being abused at the time in 17th century England. And the other important thing to remember about tobacco is that it is also the crop that makes slavery a going proposition. One of the things that we're trying to do is give people, first of all, the sense that these things do have a history, that we didn't sort of invent the problem of substance abuse in the Just Say No campaign of the 1980s. I think we're now living in a period when our attitudes towards drugs are actually governed much more by science than what's going on in culture or religion. That's probably a good thing. One small footnote that I just discovered yesterday is that one of the people who's seen this exhibit is Carolyn Garcia, Jerry Garcia's wife, or widow. And she thought it was an extremely good exhibit and actually left us a very interesting comment about it.